What's up, cat? It's the end of January. That means we're fixing to be bringing some stuff out to the greenhouse here pretty soon. Came out here and getting ready to fire the old furnace up, and I don't know what it's gonna do. So we're gonna find out together. My guess is it's not gonna fire. It should fire because it's got plenty of fuel, but we're gonna find out. It is not firing. I'm not a furnace expert, obviously, or I wouldn't have a furnace that belongs in a house, in my greenhouse. However, I don't have unlimited resources, so this thing does a really good job of heating the greenhouse. It just doesn't particularly like the moisture that comes along with a greenhouse. So what I have found in the past is the blower in the motor of the burner right here will stick, and when that sticks, it's trying to fire, so everything else is running, and the blower is trying, or the burner is trying to kick on, but it just can't kick on because the motor's stuck. So in the past I have broke the motor of the burner loose, and it fired right up, and we were able to roll right along. So hopefully that's just what the problem is and nothing any more serious. We're gonna find out. See that blower inside this burner? I think I've got y'all where you can see it. That has to turn in order for the burner to fire. It's turning. May just have air in the system. We'll cut it on and we'll see if it turns on its own power. So it is not coming on. Alright, so if you've got one of these Beckett burners with this electronics jazz on it, they don't want you to know this, but you see, if your light's flashing half second on, half second off, it's lockout. Mash the red button, it resets it. Well, I think after it goes to I think it's 3 cycles, it locks you out like permanently, like locks you out. The answer to that is mash this red button and hold it until the little green light flashes at you, and you've reset it. Might save you some headache. I'm sure I'm probably the only person that's got a carrier furnace in their greenhouse, but if not, maybe it'll help somebody. There is a shaft. I thought at first the blower spins freely, and then I kind of remembered what I'd run into before. I think it runs off of sort of like a fan clutch or something, but the shaft that runs through the middle, and you can't see it with my finger in the way, there's a shaft right here that turns your actual fuel pump right here, and it's turning really stiff. So it is not turning well, but it is turning, so that's a plus. So I didn't have to put vice grips on it, but I'm spinning it and it's starting to turn more freely, and I know I should have power turned off. Thankfully I'm using my finger and not yours. Now I'm gonna click her on and see what happens. Son of a gun. Oh, she's running. Would you look at that? son of a gun. May have air in it too. The reason I keep putting my hand up here is to see if the pipe gets warm, see if it actually fires or not. I'm gonna try it a few more times. It may just have air in the system. I'm hoping it'll light on its own. It's a son of a gun to bleed this thing. I guess I get to bleed it. Now I ain't fixing to bring any plants out here today, but it's kind of nice to have something ready for when you do need it, instead of waiting until you need it to decide to work on it the day that you need it. And farmers are famous for this. Like, you know, the day that you need to start mowing hay is the day that you go drag the hay vine out of the weeds. And I'm not just making fun of farmers for the heck of it, because I'm guilty of this myself. I've been around it my whole life and very guilty of it, so I'm trying to do better. I have this little apparatus, which is a tool for bleeding something by yourself, that I'm going to use to try to bleed this thing out. We'll see. I can't imagine why it would have air in it. But I cannot seem to get the air bled out of this thing, and I really don't understand why, but it is really ticking me off. I can't seem to get any fuel down here. Taking the intake line off, or the pickup line off, it should be siphoning fuel right now. And it is not. So either I have an air leak, which is not likely, or I guess my fuel filter could be completely stopped up. So the only explanation I can come up with at all is that this filter stopped up, because there really is no other explanation why, other than an air gap or an air leak in this line. There is no other explanation as to why this thing would not at least siphon fuel from the tank down to the fuel pump. That doesn't look very good. So maybe it is a filter. Could have been sucking air around this gasket. I guess we'll put one in it. See. I'm back. For some reason it took longer than promised for Amazon to bring this new filter set, but I think now we've got everything we need to get this sucker up and running. I hope. I got this new filter put on. I've got it loose down at the furnace. And I'm going to blow air in the tank and hopefully get good clean fuel out the end of the line here. So hook it back up and hopefully it'll pick up and run. Alright, that went really well, I think. So if you could tell what I was doing there, I put a little bit of pressure on my fuel tank and got good clean flow of fuel coming out down here at the burner, and then quickly put the line back on the burner, tighten everything up, pressurize the tank again till I got fuel coming out the return line. I mean, this son of a gun's got to be bled out now. So if it don't fire up now, I'm going to beat my head against the wall. But hopefully we're going to be ready for blast off here. Well, let's see if this son of a gun fire now. Oh, I just heard it. Let's see what we got, if anything. Oh, would you look at that? Ain't that a beautiful sight? Yep. It's amazing that pipe gets instantly hot. Starting to get a little bit of warmer air. Solid green light. Haha. We're ready to grow some plants. I'm gonna let it run for just a little bit and make sure everything's gonna jive while I put my tools away. But here real soon we're gonna get back in the swing of cranking out some videos and get some more good content coming y'all's way. We're hopefully gonna get our big high tunnel covered here real soon and get our tomatoes planted. Possibly in this next week's video we'll be transplanting some tomatoes and getting them put out in here and getting our fertilizer injection system going in here and just getting everything set up. So y'all stay tuned. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.